In a major overhaul in India's education landscape from school to higher education, a slew of reforms is underway, while many others are in the works to be implemented. All of this is being done under the new National Education Policy, which was launched by the Union Government on July 29, 2020, with an aim to transform the education system of the country. The policy will complete 3 years of it being introduced on Saturday with Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address a gathering of cabinet ministers, academics, scholars and other stakeholders at the event to be organized at the newly inaugurated Pragati Maidan ITPO complex. NEP 2020 was developed to transform the education system, aligning it with the needs of the future while being rooted in Indianness. The new policy replaced the existing education policy of 1986, recommending changes in the structure of education right from the foundation level to the higher studies. The centre, which dubbed the new policy as a paradigm shift, faced major criticism from the opposition as well as from several educators who went on to say that the government was trying to saffronize education through this new policy. Over the last 2 years, keeping in line with the NEP 2020, the government has announced several reforms in the education system. These include introducing a common admission test for undergraduate and postgraduate admissions to central universities across the country, offering multiple entry-exit programs during higher education, opening the doors of foreign universities to India, to set up their campuses in the country, a major push for online education, a new curriculum framework for school education starting from foundation level to senior secondary. So we'll go into the details of some of these new reforms, which will start with the National Curriculum Framework, NCF, the finalized draft of which might be launched during the anniversary ceremony of the NEP. This curriculum has been developed, which entails changes in the structuring of education system into a 5+3+3+4 structure and its pedagogy from foundational learning to senior secondary levels. Some of the major changes include children to be taught in mother tongue at the early stages. At the secondary level, the major changes proposed include modular board exams and greater flexibility in subject choices, which means that there may not be any hard separation between streaming into science, commerce and humanities. The pre-draft for different stages has already been released by the government earlier this year. However, the finalized draft of the NCF is likely to be launched on the 3rd anniversary of NEP on Saturday. The second major reform was the introduction of a common university entrance test, CUET. The common university entrance test at both undergraduate and postgraduate levels was introduced last year itself. The second edition this year saw a rise in the number of applications for CUET UG. The computer-based exam is conducted by the National Testing Agency. It was meant to provide equal opportunity to students across education boards. This common exam too faced criticism from a section of academics who believed that it will end the relevance of board exams itself. However, the debut edition of the exam was marred by both technical and administrative glitches. The second edition this year saw the number of applicants rising from a whopping 41%, which also resulted in delaying the exam schedule. The third major reform was allowing multiple entry exits during the 4-year program at the undergraduate level. The NEP 2020 advocated 4-year undergraduate programs that allows multiple entry and exits. Students can exit after completing a year of an undergraduate program with a certificate, or after 2 years with a diploma, or after 3 years with a bachelor's degree, or after 4 years with honors or research degree. It was also opposed by a section of faculty members calling it a dilution of the graduation degree. However, several universities including Delhi University, Jamia and the Banaras Hindu University have already adopted the new program. However, most central universities are yet to shift into the new mode. The other major reform was National Credit Framework. This is NCRF. The University Grants Commission, which is the higher education regulator in the country, had released the new guidelines for the new framework on April 11 this year. The NCRF allows students to integrate the credits earned through school education, higher education, and vocational and skill education up to the level of PhD. While a credit-based framework was already in place in technical and higher education systems, it is yet to be implemented at the school and skill education system. Another major reform this year was the releasing of the foreign university regulations, which means that foreign universities can not only collaborate with Indian universities, but they can also set up their campuses in India. The NEP 2020 envisages internationalization of higher education, for which the draft guidelines were released this January. The finalized rules are likely to be announced by July end, as told by UGC chief Professor M. Jagdish Kumar earlier this month. Further, UGC officials had said that at least 49 universities from across the globe, including those from Europe, North America, and Australia, among others, have been in talks with them for establishing their campuses or offering joint or dual degree programs in collaboration with Indian universities. Another major reform under the new policy was the introduction of Indian Knowledge System IKS in higher education, in line with NEP 2020, which advocated that high quality higher education be made available to students in regional and Indian languages. The All India Council for Technical Education AICTE has allowed its affiliated colleges to introduce engineering and other technical courses in regional languages. So far, around 40 engineering colleges have introduced courses in 12 languages, 12 regional languages. The council is also in the process of translating more course material for first and second years as well as for third years in these regional languages.